Well, hello students and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay, and on today's lesson, this is going to be part 2 of English expressions. Now, in the first video, if you haven't seen that, make sure you check the playlist and go back and watch that. I gave you 5 English expressions to help you speak more fluently, as well as to understand and add some new phrases to your English conversations. So let's get into today's lesson. Before I forget, let me say this. Hang around until the end because I am going to give you a pop quiz. That's world famous here on the channel. After many of my lessons, I quiz my students to make sure that you're paying attention. So let's get into today's lesson. The first English expression that you can use is as an alternative. As an alternative. Now, this simply offers a person another option or choice. So if you're speaking to someone, you may say, if this credit card doesn't work as an alternative, try this one. Okay? Or you may say, if the initial plan doesn't work, can we consider this plan as an alternative? All right? So remember, as an alternative is an expression or a phrase that offers another choice or option to whomever you're speaking to. Another English expression is with all due respect. Now, this one is pretty popular in the English language. With all due respect simply means that you use to preference a statement that might be seen as disagreeable or critical. So you may say something that steps on a person's toes, and that simply means it may offend them or they may not like what you're saying. And so you come back and say, with all due respect. Okay? So an officer may pull you over and the policeman may say you were speeding, and you may say, with all due respect, sir, no, I was not. Okay? Or you may say, with all due respect, I believe we should reconsider the current strategy. Okay? Or you may tell your child, look, you don't talk to me like that. With all due respect, I am your parent. Or you may tell someone that you work with, don't talk to me like a child. With all due respect, I am not a teenager. With all due respect. Another English expression that you can use is I'm inclined to believe that. I'm inclined to believe that. Now, this expresses a tendency, or you're leaning toward a particular belief or opinion. So you may say, based on the evidence, I'm inclined to believe that the car is not going to last much longer. I'm inclined to believe that the car is not going to last much longer based upon the smoke coming out of the back of the car, the brakes making noises, and the car keeps breaking down. Okay, I'm inclined to believe that. Or you may say, I'm inclined to believe that our efforts will lead to a positive outcome. I'm inclined to believe that. Another English expression that you can use and should use is in accordance with. In accordance with. Now, this particular phrase or expression basically says that you're trying to follow the rules or guidelines or a specific process. So, for instance, you may say the decision was made in accordance with the company's policies. Okay? Or a police officer, once again, may say, look, in accordance to the law, you need to wear your seatbelt. And here in this country, if you don't wear your seatbelt, you will get fined. Another English expression that you can use is in the grand scheme of things. In the grand scheme of things. Now, this final expression for today's lesson simply means considering the bigger picture or the overall perspective. So you may say to someone, while this setback is somewhat difficult to deal with in the grand scheme of things, it's really pretty minor. Okay? Or you may say, in the grand scheme of things, our daily challenges are insignificant compared to other people's problems. You know, that is so true. Have you ever taken time, instead of complaining about your own problems, to see how blessed you are or how fortunate you are when you compare what someone else may be going through? That is when you would say, in the grand scheme of things, I really don't have it that bad. So these are 5 more English expressions that I want to encourage you to practice. Go ahead and watch this again, become more familiar with them, and use them in your English conversations. Now, before we leave today's lesson, I want to give you a quick quiz, and let's see if you will participate and if you can get this correct. How would you use the expression, I'm inclined to believe that, in a sentence? I'm inclined to believe that in a sentence. I would really love for you to leave me a comment down in the comments section and let me know, how would you use this phrase in a sentence? Be creative, and let's see what you come up with. Again, my name is Jay, and I have plenty of videos here on YouTube to help you to speak and understand English better, to help you to become more fluent. And if you have enjoyed today's lesson, I hope you would give me a like. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe. And as always, be sure to join me on my next lesson. Until then, have a great day.